So find a comfortable position for yourself. You'll want to maybe cross your legs or have your feet flat on the floor. Finding a position where you feel grounded. You want your back to be straight, but also settle into your hips. You're awake and you're comfortable. You're upright and you're relaxed. Paying attention for a moment how it feels comfortable to rest your hands. Palms down sometimes feels good as a grounding posture, or palms up for more of a receptive pose. Seeing what feels right to you. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allowing your eyes to close if they're not already. Just resting your gaze on a spot in front of you. Breathing in and letting it go. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking a moment to notice your own physical being in this space. The warmth of your hands, the weight of your limbs, allowing your muscles to relax, your face to soften. Perhaps taking a moment to swallow. Imagining there's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do. Settling into this moment and perhaps tuning into sounds around you. Perhaps sounds of nature or of life around you, of machinery. Perhaps your own quiet breathing. Allowing your focus to stay right there on your own in-breath and your own exhale. Knowing that thoughts are going to come into your mind because you're human. Imagining you have some sort of basket or backpack near you. You can tuck them away into that satchel. Carry it with you when you leave tonight, or you can leave them behind. It's helpful. You can imagine what they are as you place them in the bag. Oh, that's opinion, or that's hearing. Whatever it is, just noticing without judgment. And then letting it go. Tuning back into the weight of your arms, the sensations in your hands, the sounds in your environment. allowing yourself to just be right here, right now. And then tuning into the sound of the bell. And as you're ready, blinking open your eyes if they're still closed, perhaps keeping your gaze downward at first, allowing yourself to slowly broaden your horizons, taking in more light, noticing objects in your space, details in your environment, and eventually bringing gaze to rest again on the screen, to these names and faces. Welcome, everybody. I have something to read to all of you, and it's called Who Am I? And depending on what you got recently from me, you may or may not know what it's about, but I'm going to read it to you. And so if you know the topic of tonight's class, just don't share it with anybody, okay? Don't spill the beans. So it's called Who Am I? I'm going to read it and then I'm going to post it so somebody else can pull it up and read it a second time and then we can talk about it. I am your constant companion. I am your greatest helper or your heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half the things you do, you might just as well turn over to me, and I will be able to do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must merely be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I will do it automatically. I am the servant of all great humans, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I am not a machine, though I work with all the precision of a machine, plus the intelligence of a human. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will put the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? So this is the question to the group. You can put it in the chat or say out loud, what do you think this poem is referencing? Does somebody want to spill the beans? Who knows already? Ah, Nika. Okay. She wrote habits. The phrase that I work with the precision of a machine, you know, and to me, that's sort of like that tends to be like how I think of negative habits, that they just happen and it's just like clockwork and you're not putting any of your own mental capacity into it. It's just like doing it by itself, which is alarming. I think some of the phrases in here are alarming to me. Makes you realize how habits can control us also. Like I like what Nika said about, it says I'm completely at your command, but we can also tend to have them sort of run us, and we have to be reminded, oh, actually, I'm the one in control, right? I be easy with me and I'll destroy you. So if you're just like, oh, whatever, and you just tend to do the same thing, falling into the same patterns over and over, it can be to your detriment. I think that's pretty powerful. So let's take a moment here. You can keep looking at the poem or you can just close your eyes and settle in. Bringing to mind a habit. It could be a positive habit or it can be one that you wish to shift. and just noticing it in your life. Imagine a scenario in which you are in an environment and then suddenly this habit is taking place. Imagine perhaps who's with you or where you are. Noticing perhaps if you're by yourself. And then as you bring attention to the fact that you are going through these same movements, these reiterating these same words, having these same thought patterns, whatever it is for you, notice how that makes you feel. Noticing whether you feel uplifted and light, or perhaps have a pit in your stomach, or your throat is tight. Noticing physically where in your body you feel this experience. And recognizing perhaps that if it's a negative one, you may want to bring a shift to it. So again, bringing to mind a habit, and if the first time it was a positive habit, this time if there's something that you wish to shift, more of a negative habit, bring that to mind. And if you've done that already, you can sort of dig a little deeper this time. Noticing when this habit comes out in your behavior. What triggers it in some way? Is it the time of day? Is it your interactions with others? Is it some visual stimulus? And then peeling back the layers of that habit, noticing everything about it. What happens right before you pick up that same thing, or you say those same words, or you have those same actions? What are you feeling right before that? There's wonderful studies on habits by a neuroscientist named Judd Brewer, and he talks about the space right before you act on habit. And usually there's a little anticipation right there. So imagining, for example, your habit is if there is chocolate cake in the room, you eat it. And right before you actually eat it, there's like this anticipation, right? There's this rush of like positive feeling, dopamine, right? Same thing that you get when you're like having a hug from someone that you care about or see somebody you love. It's a positive rush. And then noticing what tends to happen afterwards. You either go on to the next adventure, completely forgetting about what you just did, or oftentimes for people, if it's a negative habit, it's layered with a layer of self-doubt or self-loathing or disappointment in oneself. When you notice those little layers, you can recognize that that's where you want the shift to occur. So maybe thinking of other areas in your life where you feel that positive, that affirmation, that excitement, that anticipation. Hanging on to that. And then making a conscious decision. Because when you make a conscious decision, you are shifting away from that habit. And you're making a choice. It's no longer a reaction, it's a chosen response. So bringing your awareness to it. In this example, I see the cake. I'm anticipating it. It makes me feel good. I love the smell. It reminds me of my mom who used to make me cake when I was little. I am going to have a piece of this cake and I am going to love it. I'm going to do this intentionally. If it's a way that you tend to respond to someone, you automatically get defensive when you see this one particular person. This is the habit, this is the way your body reacts to this person. You pause, noticing maybe that anxiety building up, and you can choose a different response. Between stimulus and response, there is a tiny space, and in that space is awareness. And what mindfulness practice does is it opens up our awareness to that space. It allows that little pause between stimulus and response so that we choose the way we're going to react. We are aware of ourselves. We're less reactionary. So imagine in your head, in your scenario, making a shift to choosing something intentionally. How would you like to approach that scenario in the future? Placing that scenario in a new light in your mind right now, so that it becomes part of your inner workings. Whether it's there unconsciously for you later, or maybe as a memory, or a gentle reminder. Imagining what it would be like if you were able to live through that response in a different way. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will put the world at your feet. I am completely at your command. I am your constant companion and your greatest helper. Thank you. So if your eyes are closed, perhaps blinking them open, readjusting to this light. One of the ideas of mindfulness is to alleviate suffering, whatever level that is in our lives. Everybody is experiencing some level of suffering, whether it's pain or anxiety or worry or constant little naggings in the back of your head, or habits, or our worries about people we care about, whatever it is. So bringing awareness to that situation, and recognizing that you are in control of you, and that we are only in control of ourselves too. Sometimes when you think of habits, it's like, oh, I can think of all these habits of all these people I know. Wouldn't it be great if they could do this project, because then they could change and then everything would be better and they could take my great advice. Remembering that this is only for you. You are the only one that can control you. And it's a lovely reminder as well that you may feel out of control, but you can get back in control, right, in your own central nervous system, and that we can have lots of these little techniques to use to be able to work towards our best selves. So that said, let's do deep relaxation, which is always a lovely way to end. You can get horizontal and sort of disappear off the camera if you want. You can do this sitting down with your feet flat on the floor, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm going to lead us in what's known as a mental body scan. And I'll start and stop with the sound of the bell. So taking a moment to take a deep breath in through your nose and a longer exhale through your mouth. Knowing that when you exhale longer than you inhale, what you're doing is literally slowing your own heart rate, sending that message to your brain that your body is relaxed. So making that connection there between your mind and body. Breathing in, pausing, and then letting it go. Noticing all your points of contact with the surface beneath you. Checking in with where your elbows are resting, your heels, your shoulder blades, the back of your head. Allowing yourself to be heavy and still. This gift of time for the next 15 minutes or so, just to settle in. We often spend a lot of time in our heads, wondering or worrying, ruminating, planning. This is a chance to sort of get out of your own head, get out of your own way. Getting in touch with your own physical being that's been working for you all along. So on your next inhale, breathing in through your nose, and then as you exhale, relaxing your feet. Perhaps you're allowing them to flop out to the side. Maybe you can just feel the firm ground beneath them. Perhaps one foot is crossed over the other. Just bringing your awareness there. Inhaling, bringing your attention to the tops of your feet. Maybe noticing any pressure there, temperature or textures. On your next inhale, bringing your awareness to your ankles, to your shins, your calves. Perhaps you're aware of a blanket or your clothing, or of the air on your skin. Breathing in and noticing the bend in your knees. Bringing awareness to your quadriceps, your thighs. Allowing your hips to be heavy. On your next exhale, just sinking even further into the surface beneath you. Allowing the gravity of this planet to hold you. Connected right here to your furniture, to the ground. And bringing your awareness to your core, to your belly. And as you breathe in, actually allowing your stomach muscles to expand like a balloon. And then as you exhale, pulling your belly button back towards your spinal column. Inhaling and expanding. Exhaling and contracting. Breathing in and letting it go. Shifting that awareness to your chest and lungs. Noticing the rise and fall of your rib cage as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Keeping your attention right there at your chest and lungs for 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales. And if your mind wanders, just bringing it right back there again. Relaxing your shoulders, allowing your arms to be heavy and still. Without moving them, without looking at them, can you tell where the points of your elbows are? Can you tell where your wrists are? Breathing in and bringing your awareness to the thumb on your left hand and the palm of your right hand, the back of your right hand, the top of your left. Becoming aware of each of your fingers, noticing where they are. And drawing your awareness all the way up to your neck and throat and taking a moment to swallow. Bringing your attention to your backbone, to your spinal column. Noticing it beneath you, behind you. A moment of gratitude here for the way it's carried you about your day. The strength of your spine. The support system for your physical being. The carrier of all those neurological connections. Your central nervous system. Relaxing your jaw, allowing your teeth to separate slightly, yawning if that feels good, allowing your tongue to float to the roof of your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, becoming aware of fragrances, aromas around you. And tuning into sound. Noticing sounds that are far away. Sounds that are close by. Retuning into the sound of your own quiet breathing. Noticing the weight of your own eyelids. Imagining that you're taking the back of your own hand and smoothing out the wrinkles in your forehead. Take a moment just to relax all the muscles of your face. Bring your awareness to your scalp, your hair, to the top of your head, and to the back of your head. Taking a moment to relax all the muscles in your face and your head, working your way down, double checking that your shoulders and your arms are relaxed. Your body is heavy and still. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. Just taking a moment to be grateful for stillness in your life. For this gift of time to focus your awareness inward, to appreciate your own physical being, whatever level of health or fitness you might be in. Appreciating your body's ability to breathe without you having to plan it. Your heart's ability to pump blood and oxygen through your body without you having to control it. Gratitude for fresh air. And for your place in this world. With all your complications, with all your challenges. Gratitude for all the people in your life, with all their challenges, all their complications. Gratitude for your celebrations and for possibilities in the world. Gratitude for the things that challenge us and the things that strengthen us, the things that help us grow. Gratitude for life as it's unfolding from moment to moment. Gratitude for this space and this time right here, right now. Bringing some movement perhaps into your fingers or toes. If you're lying down, you can roll over to one side. And then as you're ready, just coming to a seated position wherever you are. Keeping your eyes closed for a moment perhaps. And setting an intention for yourself for the days and the weeks ahead. Sort of a reminder, a gentle word or phrase or sentence or two to guide you. Whether it's awareness, or I've got this, or this is in my control. or gratitude. Whatever it is, tucking away your little intention, your little reminder to carry with you in your heart, in your mind, as you leave this space. And as you're ready, slowly blinking your eyes. Readjusting to the light, to these faces and images. Thank you, everyone. Be well. I'll be here on Monday. Perhaps I'll see you then.